the rest of our colors that aren't being directly mixed in. That happens a lot. Where you just grab too much, where you just go a little heavy-handed. Okay, what are we trying to paint? We are trying to paint just a silly little abstract painting. Nothing too serious, nothing too special, just hopefully maybe something that brings us a little bit of joy. That's all I'm trying to paint. All right. So we lightened it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Was this the color I had in mind? No. No, it was not. It was not at all. Was it the color that I had on my paint palette? Or the color I had on my color schemes? Also no. It also was not. But that's okay, because I think it might just work. Because what I'm thinking is I want to do like kind of a this size circle dots all the way down. Maybe coming this way or something like that. I don't know. I can't decide if I want it to come down this way or up over here. But then we're going to put another circle inside of the circle. We're going to have circle inception is what I'm thinking. So if we have this as the background color of our circle or the bigger circle, then we can put maybe the color that we actually wanted inside of it. Maybe this was what we call a happy accident. Maybe. Will you get rich in your future? Rich can mean a lot of things. It can be monetary. It can mean an experience. Okay. Let's take a look at the paintbrush we'd like to use. And I want to use kind of this smaller, flat, rounded brush. I think, because I think that will give me the shape I'm looking for. Now we just need to decide if we want it coming from the right side down towards the left, or do we want it coming from the left corner up this way. Doing it this way would really break up the flow here because we have this light swipe of paint coming from the other direction. I almost want to follow it. I always have the same subject. That is because I enjoy making abstract paintings. It's just what I enjoy. I enjoy making circles. I enjoy making silly little paintings that don't have any meaning, and that's what I like to do. So I keep doing. Right to left. I'm thinking right to left as well. So this way. Are we thinking right to left? Let's go from here to here. No. Top right across to the left, contrast against the waterfall. You think I should go this way? My picture is funny. It is a silly little painting. I like it that way. I don't know. Decisions. The part of me that likes order wants to come this way. The part of me that likes chaos wants to go this way. Should we go with order or should we go with chaos? It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. Surprise us. Always chaos? You guys might be tricking me today. I don't know. Flip a coin. You're right. We should flip a coin. I have a coin too. I have a loonie. Do you guys want to see a loonie? Because I'm Canadian. Hold on. I have just the coin for this. All right. We've got a loonie and we've got a Canadian geese on one side and the queen on the other. So the queen will represent order. Toonies look sexy. Toonie, I have a toonie too, but I like loonies. The queen will represent order, and the Canadian geese will represent chaos. And if you've ever encountered a Canadian geese, like a Canadian goose, you will know that is very indicative of how they are. Okay. Ah, I dropped it. Okay, pick it up. Flip it over. It is the queen. The queen in all of her order and glory. So we're going to go from here down to over here. Heads. It is heads. It's the queen. All right. I'm going to dip my paintbrush in a little bit of water just to get started with things. We're also going to come over here and just get this started as well. So we have everything that we need. All right. So I'm going to kind of start right where the circle ends and work it down this way and maybe finish off somewhere around here. And keep in mind that we plan on putting a smaller circle inside of these circles. So these won't be it won't be the final color of them, but it will be the background color. And I'm just going to make a random as possible cluster of them kind of cascading down this way. It's really hard for humans to be random, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try and have randomness within the order. So maybe we'll have one here. And then we'll have one coming down this way. I'm going to do a couple more. And then I think we're going to flip the canvas so we're working on it kind of in all directions. Pretending I'm human again. I know. Gotta pretend I'm human every once in a while, or else you guys will catch on to me. You guys will catch on that I'm just an NPC. Okay. I'm gonna put one here. Whoopsies. Make that a better shape. And then one up here. And then we're gonna flip. Whoop. And we're gonna work on it from this way. It's a big progress for sure. It's each day just making a little bit of progress. I love watching you paint. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. It's a very relaxing and meditative process that I am fortunate I get to share with you guys. I'm very fortunate I get to do it every day. Okay, we're gonna start heading in the direction we want to end up kind of aggressively, and then we'll fill in any ones kind of around here. Am I using the ASMR mic here? No. I would have to be very close to it for it to make sense. The left center kind of reminds you of the carpet from The Shining. I'm actually just about to read The Shining. I've obviously seen the movie a bunch of times, and I've read a ton of Stephen King books, and The Shining is the next on my hit list. Let's go down this way. The only reason I haven't read it already is because I've seen the movie. That's the only reason I haven't read The Shining or It. Canada is great. It's not bad. Stephen King books are your favorite, right? So good. So good. They're always such a good way to unwind. And obviously there's usually like one really spooky part in them, but I don't find them too bad. Like, they're generally based in some form of reality, but it never really feels like it's our reality, if that makes sense. Like, it always feels a little bit just more make-believe. Okay, doggo, I don't know if that's the best place for you to lay, but we'll let you be there for a little bit. Your art is so good. Thank you. Outside of the third dimension from every angle. Was that about the book? I'm not sure I completely understood your comment. I also really like how he uses the same places in a lot of his books. It's kind of like that, like, Midwest America. Could be any town. All right. I'm going to put one more up right here. And then we're going to flip it again. And continue just like filling the shape out and making it seem a little bit more random. His portrayal of the unreal realism. Exactly. Have I read Holly? That's the one I'm reading right now, is Holly. I've read the other two in the series, and both fantastic books. I want to say, like, maybe halfway through Holly right now. We always end up talking about books in my live streams. Excuse me, doggo. All right, let's see what we want to do here to make this appear a little bit more random and just a little bit bulkier. I don't want to continue it too much farther down, but I do want it to have just a little bit more quantity to it. So we're gonna thicken it up in a few places, essentially. And then once this dries, we'll come back in with the orange color that we actually wanted to mix up, and that wasn't this color at all. I think I just put too much yellow ochre into it, and that's what took it like too brown. Cookie. Yeah, thank you. You're knocking my easel, my dear. Okay, let's flip it again. because each time we flip it, we kind of see it at a new angle. And I find that it makes things look better when you work on it from all perspectives. At least with abstract art, because it's not trying to be anything, there is really no right up way to have it. There's no top of the picture, bottom of the picture. It can really go any way. All right, I'm not mad at that. I'm just gonna do a second coat on some of these that have already dried. And just get the opacity to where I want. Some of them are a little translucent, but that's better. The second coat definitely seems to help. I'm trying to decide if I want to make it a little bit thicker through the center here, maybe bulk it out, and maybe come up this way a little bit. And neither is specific to any one religion. I missed the first part of your comment, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about. The new ASMR mic looks crazy. It does, right? It is pretty crazy. I was playing around with it last night, just like plugging it in, make sure I had all my cables working and like everything like that. And I had to sound treat one of my rooms. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. I do like audio work already other places, so I'm excited to kind of like take it to that next level. You know what I mean? Because right now I just have like a Rode podcasting mic, but having a mic where I can do stereo work is going to be really cool. Okay. I think we're going to continue it up a bit. I know I said I didn't want to, but you know what? I changed my mind. I'm just a silly girl who likes to change her mind sometimes. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit here and then maybe a little bit there as well, just to thicken it up. Typical women, exactly. I'm just a silly girl who likes to change her mind sometimes. There must be a form of intelligence greater than your comprehension, though. I feel like you guys are having like a philosophical conversation in the live stream comments right now, and I'm living for it. We love a little Thursday philosophy, right? Why not? Okay, let's add some over here now. And then we're going to flip it one last time just to take one final look. Yeah, I want to add a little bit more up there, and then I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe a couple coming up in this direction. That's what I'm thinking. This is a little bit of a slow process to start the live stream off with, But maybe today is just going to be more of like a slow painting day versus a fast painting day. Okay. And then let's do some more up there as well. Just touching up them as they dry. And while this may not have been the color that I intended on mixing up when we started, we did almost mix up the perfect quantity. So, small wins, small victories. Surprised you can still see that yellow circle. There's still time. Oh, there's still time. I do like how this one is shaping up though. It kind of started a little bit as the ugly duckling, as the butt of the bunch. But I am kind of vibing with it. I am kind of vibing with it. It's just not a color palette I work in very often. If you want the chat to go away, you just like click and hold the screen and then go into clear mode and then everything should disappear. But then you can't talk to me. So, I mean, I like chatting with you guys. That's part of the reason why I do this. So I don't have to hang out in my art studio by myself and just paint alone. All right, let's put, I also never really know when to stop. So maybe we'll just touch some of these up. And we're still feeling like we should add some. We'll add some. But first we'll touch up. Let's give this a flip. You know what? I really like that. I think once we add in the smaller circle as well, it will really give it a lot of fun dimension. And it's like loud, but not too loud. You know what I mean? I could probably only use like, I want to say 1 or 2 more things, but then I always get so scared that we're going to do something I really don't like and we're going to have to add a million more layers just to cover that up. But at this stage, I would say that it could really only use 1 or 2 more things. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that it looks like we're getting closer to being done with this one? We did finish a painting the other day as well, which is always exciting. Tell him how it is, Kyle. I sound like Maple from Gravity Falls. I've never watched Gravity Falls. What style of art is that? It's just abstract. It's just silly little things from my mind. All right, it is not serious abstract. It's casual, silly abstract. It's supposed to be fun abstract. The only way to see the universe, others might have senses we don't have. Are you guys still talking about fortune telling right now? Is that what's going on in the chat? Because I would love that. Okay, let's set this one to the side. That was a really long warm up. That was a long warm up. Alrighty. Now, what do we want to work on next? I do need to grab my bottle of water as well. Let me grab my bottle of water. It's on the other side of my art studio. Let me just go grab it quickly. Even though it's basically empty, we're still gonna grab it. Even though there's basically nothing left. I'm not your pal, Fred. That's kind of a contradictive statement, is it not? Okay. What do we want to do? Fill it and put ice in it. I don't like cold water. I like room temperature water. All right. We have lots to work on. It's more like what do we want to work on, not like what we work on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I kind of feel the urge, the itch, the desire to start a new painting. We haven't started a new painting in what seems like a coon's age. Is that the saying? A coon's age? Is that a saying? I feel like that's a saying. I might be just making that up though. I don't know. I don't know. Just ignore me. I have a desire to start a new painting. It's a racist saying. Is it really? No, you're right. I am so sorry if it is. I had absolutely no idea. I had no idea. We're just gonna scratch that from the collective consciousness. I am very apologetic. Yeah, I had no idea. That just meant a long time. What is like... I'm not even gonna ask that question. I have a desire to start a new painting from Civil War. It has to do with how long raccoons live. I'm getting mixed signals here. It's a redneck term? Oh, from the Civil War. It's not? Okay, let's stop that right now. I would avoid it to be safe. I agree. We are going to avoid it to be safe because I don't know the origins of that. I thought it just meant a really long time. Okay. Let's start a new painting. Let's just start a new painting. I apologize. I have a bunch of new color palettes. That's exactly what it means. Yeah, that's what it means. But if it's not okay, I have no problem wiping it from my vocabulary. Yeah, it's okay. I look like a bit of a redneck. I thought it had to do with raccoons, like. But anyways, we're wiping it from our vocabulary. We are not using it. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay. I've like completely lost my train of thought. An acorn's age. Yes, we should all just change it to an acorn's age because acorns are also around for a very long time. I saved some new color palettes and I want to give them, it does have to do with raccoons. I'm very confused right now. I'm very confused. I saved some new color palettes and I want to try them because they're a little bit different from what we have done in the past. And we've done a lot of painting, so that's always exciting. All right, let's clear some of this off because we're not going to need it. So we'll scrape it all down up over here. Hello, hello. We'll scrape it down up over here. Oh, ow, ow, ow. That hurt. That's not very nice. I'm gonna come up to you and I'm gonna scratch you. All right. We're gonna need, let's pick a color scheme first. We're gonna pick a color scheme and we're gonna pick, I have really big canvases. I have bigger canvases right now than I've ever worked on live stream. And I'm kind of terrified to work on them. But at the same time, I also feel like it will be fun. And, you know, so let's just do that. Let me grab one of the big canvases. Okay. That's huge. Absolutely insane. I've worked on bigger canvases before, but never on live stream. I think this is the biggest size that we've ever worked on live stream. That's massive. It's insane. But I think it will be fun to work on this size. We've been working on a lot of small paintings recently. So, it's the first time you're seeing a blank canvas here. Well, usually I have been repurposing a lot of my paintings that I didn't like recently. This is the first time I've purchased canvases in probably 2 or 3 months. So that is why you haven't seen any blank canvases, because I haven't been starting on blank canvases recently. We've been starting on canvases that we want to give a second life to, but we have been finishing a lot of things. Now, because this is so big, I want to do something, because I saved a bunch of colors that I liked, but I want to do something that is a little bit more monochromatic for something this big, just because we haven't worked this big in a really long time. That all being said, let us begin. We are going to have to mix up a bunch of colors from scratch, and I think I want to do something purple based. Maybe like a deep purple, almost like an indigo, I guess would be the best way to put it. And then pink and beige. So, we're gonna start. We're gonna start there. I'm gonna take a blue and a purple and mix them together. As well as some light blue violet. And then whatever color we mix up, we're gonna halve it and then add white to it to make a lighter shade. And then we're going to mix up a pink. So we're going for 3 colors. Look at all those carrot emojis. I don't think anyone's ever dropped that many carrot emojis in my chat before. It's a lot of carrot emojis. We had frog emojis earlier today. You guys are all about the crazy emojis. Ah, that's gonna destroy my hand. Interesting choice of emojis. Sometimes you guys meow at me. Sometimes you guys bark at me. We've always got interesting chats in here. We were talking about fortune telling earlier. Or the broccoli emoji. I have seen the broccoli emoji before. Someone has dropped the broccoli emoji before. Okay, so I'm gonna put some purple down as well as some blue and then some blue violet. We're gonna mix that out, see how we feel about it, adjust from there. Meow! Actually, we have some blue on the side. Let's just grab the blue from over there. The skull emojis? What are those? Oh, elephants! We haven't seen elephants before. Oh, I just got a bunch of question marks. My phone can't read those emojis. Whichever ones. We now only speak in emojis. What are those? Are those yams? Is that a sweet potato? Is that a sweet potato emoji? I'm gonna do a little bit more of that color. Hello. I still think that the carrot might be my favorite. I like the carrot emoji. What are those, lungs? How are you guys finding these? I guess I just like use my top 15 or whatever on your phone and then I never really explore the emojis. What are those? I don't know what the ones just before the cookie were. Okay, we're gonna scoop some of this blue over. And let's mix these 3 up. And we will change things depending on how we feel. I'm definitely wanting it to be a little bit deeper purple. We might have trended too far into blue, but that's okay. We're just gonna add another shade of purple into it. This guy here. What? I like the pineapple emoji too. I think the pineapple and the carrot are probably my favorites so far. The yams were pretty funny. This painting is your favorite? Why? Because I haven't ruined it yet. Because I haven't made it look silly yet. Okay, this is more the color that we were going for. I'm also scared because I really have no concept of how much paint we should be using on something this big. Like, I don't feel like this is enough paint, especially if we're gonna split it in half. So maybe we'll do just a little dab more, just to be safe instead of sorry. The painting looks good. There's no painting yet. What are those? They're like, oh, they're blueberries. And then we're going to grab some yellow just to balance things out a tad, but we'll put that off to the side here. All right, let's do just a little grab of this yellow and we'll mix that in. just to bring down the vibrancy, make it not quite so bright. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna lighten it just a smidgen by throwing some white into it. And then I think we're pretty much ready. I feel good about this color so far. Okay, so before we mix our next purple shade, which we'll use some of this, we're gonna mix up our pink because we're also gonna put our pink into that third shade. I'm just gonna get as much as I can off my palette knife here. Starting from scratch on this big of a painting is always a little bit intimidating. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit intimidated right now. A little bit intimidated. Also, thank you guys for the 19,000 likes. It's very kind of you. Do you think that we could get to 20,000 or 25,000? Let's do 25,000 until I mix up the next color. That'd give you a little bit of a challenge. 'Cause that's like 6,000 more likes. And then I'm gonna prep the pink. And the pink we're gonna do, this is almost a good color, but we wanna put something else into it, so let's put some magenta into it. Look at all those hearts go! Thank you guys. All right. Now we're gonna put our pink over here. And we'll probably need some green as well. I'm public taping this hologram looks weird. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of magenta into it, then I'm gonna need some green too. So let's put some green off to the side. 25K? Stop! That was like a minute and a half. I didn't even get all my colors on my palette yet. I have to give you guys a harder challenge because apparently I know nothing about nothing. What the heck? What do you guys think is like a good amount that you should try to aim for? Because you guys are blowing it right now out of the water. Okay, let's put some green over here and we'll just mix that in gently. 1 million! I feel like Dr. Evil when I say that. 1 million. I think the most I ever got on a live stream was like 300,000 and that was insane. Thank you for the rose. You guys are already at 30,000 in like 2 minutes. Insane. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of white into this as well as a little touch of this green. And then we'll mix this up and we'll see where we end up. But I think we should end up pretty much where we want to be. I might just need to lighten it a tad. Yes, we just need to lighten it a tad. So we'll just grab some more white and put that in there as well. And then we will have 2 out of the 3 colors mixed up so we can start this massive, massive, huge painting. Oh my goodness, I almost dropped it. That would have been bad. Okay, you guys did like 25,000 likes in 5 minutes. If that, probably faster. Or 15,000, not 25,000. 15,000 likes in 5 minutes. So we need to give you a harder challenge. Maybe we could get to 50,000 before I finish mixing up the next color. That seems like a really hard challenge. Like, I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Okay, I'm just grabbing some white. And we're gonna put some of that in. And then we're gonna mix this. And then we should be pretty much exactly where we need to be. I think we'll just do a little bit more green as well, just to bring down that vibrancy a notch. And then we can use these two colors that we just mixed up to make our third color. But our third color is going to be predominantly purple with a little bit of pink undertones is the goal. All right, I'm going to build it off a white base and then just scoop over the other two colors as well. So let's grab a big scoop of white and we'll put that right in the center. And then we're gonna grab, let's wipe that as best as we can. We're gonna grab some of this purple, wipe it off as best as we can, and grab some of that pink. And we'll mix this out and see if we like it. But that's looking pretty good. I might just add just a touch more of the purple and a touch more of the pink, because it might be just a little bit too light. So let's do another little scoop of the pink here, as well as another little scoop of the purple. And then we'll mix that. So this should be like a happy, kind of like a happy middle color. And it will act as a neutral in this painting. Boop, boop, boop. I think we're happy with that. And you guys did it, because I'm pretty sure I'm done. And you just hit 50,000. So, good job. Thank you so much for liking my live. It really does help my live a lot. And I know that I don't ask for likes very often, but TikTok sometimes likes to be mean to me and not notify you guys. So the only other way you can find my live is if you just happen to be scrolling TikTok. So I appreciate you guys liking, because it really does help. And I know it might seem silly, but it does. So thank you again. Okay, let's keep rolling here. And we're actually going to start. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let me just move this back a little bit. Okay. So I am going to spray my canvas with some palette wetting spray, just because I find it helps things blend a little bit nicer. Just helps things go on a little bit nicer. And then let's get rid of the water that's in this. And then we can start. Fantastic. Let's put this back. And we're gonna just give this a big brush over, just to spread all of that around. It's a little bit scary. We're also gonna have to move this down. So we're securely on the easel. Okay, I'm gonna start on the background, but we need a new goal. We need a new light goal. Do you think we could get, how many? Do you think we could get to 80? Do you think we could do it? I haven't hit 80 or like 100K on my live streams in a really long time. Thank you for the roses too, by the way. Okay, so we're going to start, and you guys are gonna do that, and we're gonna work together to make something fantastic. And I think I want to start with our lightest purple because we have the most of it. And I'm gonna just put some of that on my paintbrush here. And we're gonna just kind of start in and around really soft. And then we're gonna come in with a different paintbrush with maybe our pink color. And maybe we want the pink just to kind of come up and down all the way through here. Something like that. And let's give this a flip. And we'll do that same thing, but just from the bottom up. Just to get this edge a little bit nicer. And have it feather out. And then we'll go back in with our light purple. And we'll come back through here. And these are just intuitive marks. They don't need to be super defined, and we'll probably not see a lot of this, but we're just trying to get color on the canvas so it's not blank and scary. We just want to start somewhere. Okay, and then we need to start introducing our darkest purple, but maybe we want to introduce the darkest purple in a little bit more of like a patch form, because we don't have the most of it. This is the color that we have the least mixed up. So maybe we just want some kind of coming up in here. Maybe we want it to kind of hug some of this shape, because when we go through it again, we want to hit it. There we go. Cool. We're we're just, I'm not loving this brush for the dark purple, but I think we're gonna find a way to maybe make it work a little bit for us better. If not, we can change to another brush. Why is there a helicopter flying over my house right now? Wild. We never hear helicopters over here. Okay, let's put some dark purple in here as well. Maybe we'll do a little tap of it in there. We'll darken this area up, and then we'll run the light purple through it again. But when we run the light purple through it again, I do want to flip it. Oopsies, we kind of lost the plot there a bit. Let's try that again. Oop. We've changed shapes, but that's okay. Changing shapes is okay, especially this early. Okay, let's introduce some more pink. And we're kind of just doing large swipes of the pink. But what happens if we concentrate it to this area, get a lot of water on our paintbrush and just let it play with the transparency a little bit. So we're gonna put some pigment down, and then we're gonna go back and add some water to it. So we get these kind of abstract drip marks running through this section a little bit. Maybe we want some over here as well. Okay, let's add in some more dark purple now. And I like the dark purple kind of hugging in the lighter purple. Maybe we'll have it up here too. But we want it to be quite concentrated up there. Let's run our paintbrush through this again. I want to make sure I'm hitting the purple in some ways. Okay, so I like the movement through here. I'm just feeling like this pink needs some work. It's just not giving what it needs to be giving. But I like the drip marks. So maybe we'll do something with that. And have, let's flip it maybe. Excuse me. Okay, we're gonna flip it and then have the drips kind of running down this way as well. So they're running up and down both sides of the canvas. Him. I'm liking this color palette for sure. You saw this in a dream. It's because I'm inside your brain. I'm liking the color palette for sure. Puts us in a really good place just to have paint on the canvas, and then we can add, we can take away, but it gives us, we're not working with a blank canvas anymore. We have some shape, we have some outline, we have some like flow to go from, is what we're trying to achieve here. Will any of this be visible in the final painting? I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to put, again, kind of some pink down. And then we're going to use water to kind of strip away. Just adding in a bunch of little drip marks. And we'll let that do its thing. And when we want them to come all the way out, start them up here. And the more water we add, the more paint it will kind of peel away, especially if we hit it with a little bit of spray. And then once, flip it the other way and have them start running back down this way as well. There we go. Kind of just making textures from the water through the paint, which is fun. And while that's doing its thing over there, we can kind of continue to work on these. Now I do have some paint left over, and what I think I want to do is I want to start in like the dark purple and kind of swirl it through the lighter purple a little bit more. Can people buy custom ones made from you? I don't really do custom paintings. I have a ton of paintings that I haven't yet put up on my website, and I'm sorry about that. But I don't really take commissions. No, not really. It has to be like something that I'd be like interested in doing, I guess would be the best way to put that. All right, we're gonna take some of our darker purple. We're gonna start and we're just gonna let it kind of drip and run and do its thing. We're gonna do a couple of these. I usually do this technique with 2 colors and I swirl the 2 colors together, but because everything on our canvas is still wet, I'm just using some water to kind of achieve the same idea. I like the 3. I was gonna do more, but I like the 3. I wish there was a way that we married the pink a little bit more into this side, so maybe we'll do something similar here with a larger paintbrush and just like work the pink a little bit this way, because it's kind of just on this side of the canvas only. You see where I'm going with it. That's good, because I have no idea where I'm going. I'm glad that you see the vision, because I'm fumbling around in the dark right now. Okay, we're gonna grab some pink paint and lots of water. And we're gonna kind of do just like a very, very gentle, implied, same process. Grab some more water this time around. And maybe we'll do one up through there. Swirl it a little bit that way. And that's just working your eye towards these 2 areas and making them just slightly less harsh. Kind of bleeding in the colors. Okay, cool. Obviously, we have a very, 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 very long way to go. But for our first layer, I like it because it's different than some of the things that we've done in the past. Like a lot of the times I'll start with like a gradient or something like that, but this is like very different from a starting point we've had before, which kind of intrigues me on like how things will progress, I guess would be the best way to put that. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it by any means. I think it will be an interesting journey, especially since just this canvas is so big. Like I never work this big on live stream. I only work this big like on personal projects, just because it's very intimidating. They usually take a long time as well. But yeah, we've introduced 3 of what will probably be, I want to say like a 6 or 7 total color palette, colors and shades and neutrals and all of that stuff. But these are going to be like our 3 base colors, is we're going to do like a cool purples and pinks, essentially, is what we're going for over here. All right. Let's set this off to the side. Let's set this over here to dry. And maybe we'll pivot. It's like inconvenient to have around because I only have so much space obviously around me right now. And it's very hard to have such a big canvas just like wet and potentially running into it. Also, oh my gosh. Okay, so we blew past the goal of 80K likes. You guys blew right past it. And you went it all the way up to 96.6. In the span, I think we were at like 60,000. So you guys did like 30,000 likes in the time that it made me to make silly little marks on a canvas. That's insane. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It helps the live stream so much. And I know that it sounds silly. I know it sounds silly. But it really does. It really does help. All right. Okay. Ooh, we probably should give this a little wipe. We're going to pivot a little bit to something that's more of detail work versus covering large areas. I do have to wipe my floor a little bit because we got a lot of paint everywhere. Luckily, I have a drop cloth down. Okay. So, I'm gonna show you guys kind of what we're working on before I start. But we're making these little swirl designs through here. And we're just kind of intuitively putting the lines wherever we want to. That's what we're doing. Let me grab a marker. Let's grab a marker. And I think we're using a beige guy for this. A nice beige shade. And we can actually probably close this up. At least a little bit for right now. Okay. It feels so itty bitty now that we worked on such a big canvas. This feels so tiny. Let's move this back up as well. It's just so tiny compared to the last one we were just working on. The other one was just so big. That's okay. We like small paintings too. We don't discriminate. We don't discriminate over here. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of these lines. My attention span doesn't have the capacity for a ton of them, but we need to get a few done, or else we'll never be able to move on. And we want to be able to move on, is what we want. I don't know why this marker isn't working the way it needs to be working today. Why do you do this to me? Let's flip it maybe. Will that work better? Not really. Is there just not a lot of paint left in this marker? This might change our plans. If this marker is done, is it? No, I don't think it is because I was working. Maybe it's just not the right one. Oh, I have another one. That's why. Doi. We're using this one. We have another one. We were just using the wrong one. There we go. That's where we want to be. Oof, that's so much better. The other one we would have had to do like 35 million layers on it. And I'm just kind of putting these wherever I want. There's not too much of like a method to my madness. I'm following the paint and the gradients within here a little bit, but I am being fairly intuitive about it as well. And there are some bumps from some of the techniques we've used previously on this canvas that I'm having to work around. So that is dictating kind of where things go to. There's a lot of hidden textures in here. Like all of these little bumps, obviously I can't draw a perfect line over them. So I'm gonna have to kind of just like weave around them a little bit. But that's okay. We be doing the weaving. And just making the best out of what we can. All right, that looks pretty good. I am gonna flip it and just work on it coming down this way now. But I don't hate it. It's obviously very, very early stages. This painting was a whole different color scheme, I would say probably 4 days ago. And then we transitioned it into more of this like deep red, orange, gray vibe. It was a lot different. 100K! Thank you guys so much. That's a lot of likes. That's a lot of likes. I haven't even been live for that long. So that's definitely a lot of likes. And I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. It really, really helps the live stream. And I know it sounds so cringy being like, can you please like the live? But sometimes TikTok doesn't notify you guys that I'm live. And the only way that it notifies everyone else who likes to watch the live stream is by you guys interacting. And I know that you're pretty good in the comments. But if you don't feel like commenting, sending some likes my way definitely helps. All right. Let's continue on here. We're gonna have this swoop down like that, maybe, and then close off. And we'll have it kind of feed back into itself in almost a spiral pattern, I would say, but not quite a spiral pattern. Inspired by, but not identical. Can we squeeze one more in there? Okay, let's come up that way. That one was a little bit close, but I think that will be fine. Give me 1 second. I just have to text or read a text message. Any questions? Just FaceTime me. Sorry, that was my sister. I had to respond to my sister. She just sent me a big long text and I had to tell her that I'd read her text and I will text back shortly. So thank you for giving me that moment to text my sister back. I have my phone on work mode right now, so there's only very few people that come through, and my sister is one of them. Obviously, it's my sister. So I just had to respond to her. But we're back. Okay. We're coming up this way and maybe doing a little loop-de-loop-de there, and then coming up this way, doing another little loop-de-loop. Okay, I think we're almost finished there. Maybe we can squeeze just one more in. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm pretty happy with that quite a bit. Oh, thank you for the gift. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not super disappointed. Anyways. Definitely not finished. No, this is just like gonna be one of many layers. One of many layers, my friends. One of many layers. Okay, let's actually, we forgot this part. Do we want to do something in there? Or do we want to leave that like that? We might just leave that like that. Yes, let's just leave that like that. Okay, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will be back later today. Also, thank you so much for all of the likes. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys later.